What's going on, guys? I'm Zach from the Lumiose Post, where we talk about all things Pokemon. And today, we have even more Iberian Pokemon ideas. Pokemon that we think would be really cool to see in Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet. In the past, we have covered a bunch of ideas, mainly based off of animals, some vegetation or whatever, but mainly animals that live in the Iberian Peninsula that we'd like to see incorporated into Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. But today, we will specifically be focusing on inanimate objects. You know, Pokemon has a history of giving us inanimate object Pokemon like Magnemite or Poltergeist, and I think it's pretty safe to say they'll do the same here. You know, I gotta admit, this video, it for some reason didn't even occur to me until Kaylin Neville's Young on Twitter pointed out that I should do that because I've done a bunch of animals. So thank you, Kaylin Neville's Young, for this video idea. Now let's dive right in. Alright, so beginning at number 1, I think that we should have a guitar. I think that the guitar should definitely be in the games as a Pokemon because it's such an important part to the Spanish culture. It's used in flamenco, it's used in Portuguese culture as well, and I'm probably going to butcher this pronunciation, but Fabo, I think that's how you pronounce it, but it's used in a lot of different Iberian music, so I think it would be absolutely perfect to see it. I think that Ghost Normal would be really, really cool to see for this. Obviously, we have already gotten this typing in Hisui and Zoroark, but this is such a cool typing, I would gladly welcome another one. Ghost would come from the possession of this guitar, because this would likely be a guitar that is possessed in a similar way that other Ghost Pokemon have been something similar as well. And it would be normal because, well, it's a guitar. It's a pretty normal thing, pretty standard thing, a guitar. For this Pokemon, I came up with a new ability called Melancholy, and basically this would make sound moves have a chance to lower speed. So this is kind of coming from it being a ghost type, so it would probably play more dreary music, and Melancholy kind of works with that. It's like when you hear a sad song and it brings you down and it just slows you down and makes you a little depressed. That's where this is coming from, and I think it would be really cool to see. And I want to shout out at Arbusto_more2 on Twitter for coming up with this idea for a guitar. I'm the one to kind of slap the typing on it, but it was them who brought it to my attention that the guitar is such a huge part of this culture and should definitely be implemented. Another idea brought to my attention by Arbusto_more2 on Twitter is the Crab Sword, or it's more well known as the Carax Black Sword, which is a sword that would be used it was invented in Portugal, and it would be used by sailors and pirates and stuff, and it's a black sword so that they can kind of sneak onto ships with it and no one would see the sword because it's, you know, black. And then I think that a great typing for this would be Dark Steel. Steel because swords are made out of steel. Fun fact for you. And dark from, well, its color, and also from it being, because this sword is made this color for it to be hidden and it be a sneak attack, basically. Now, this could work as an Aegislash variant. I think with Aegislash's ability, it probably wouldn't be a Pokemon that would be GameFreak's first pick at getting a variant. So instead, I think that this will work better as a brand new Pokemon. And I was thinking that for a new ability, it could be waterproof. That's a new ability that I'm making up here now. And that would make it where water moves have no effect. It doesn't absorb it like water absorb and get HP from it. It doesn't get a special attack boost like Storm Drain. It just simply has no effect in a similar way to Levitate. Where this is coming from is another thing that the dark color does for this sword is it prevents it from rusting as quickly. So again, waterproof I think would be a really cool new ability to see for this Pokemon, and it would fit really well. Another very important, iconic piece of Portuguese culture is a gondola. The gondolas that you'll see in Portugal are beautiful. They're really colorful, and I think that a water dragon gondola would be amazing to see, and I think it could kind of be a improved version of the beta Pokemon that was seen in the Gold and Silver beta, which of course is on screen. I think that they could take this and kind of reshape it into a gondola, maybe make it really colorful, make it a water dragon that ferries people around in the Scarlet and Violet region. I think that would be so cool to see. Now for these final three, I must admit I did cheat a little on. While they are inspired by inanimate objects, I am kind of mixing them with an animal because I think it will work really well. But first we have the Camino shells, which comes from El Camino de Santiago. I said Camino at first. It's Camino, and I apologize for that. But Camino de Santiago is this thing in Spain. It actually technically begins in France, I believe. But it is the Way of St. James is how it's translated, and it is the route that St. James took on his ministry. And so many people today will go on this walk, go through this journey. It's really, really long. You get like a little certificate if you complete it. And people go for different reasons. Like there's a whole movie about it called The Way, I believe it is, and they kind of illustrate it pretty well. It's a pretty cool thing. It's actually something that I've always admired, and I think it would be awesome to have this reference in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet because it's a huge part of the Spanish culture. The Camino shells are these little scallop shells that people will wear around their necks as like a thing of good luck, and it's believed to have a relation to Venus, which is the Roman goddess of beauty and love and fertility. And so because of that, I think that a fairy type would be great because it's relation to a Roman goddess as well as it having a relation to love because Venus has a relation to love. And then I'm also giving it the ground typing because I think that that would just work really well with it. I could imagine it living like in the mud and kind of being like only one half of a scallop shell, like Stunfisk, very similar to Stunfisk, I guess. And I think that it would also be good, the ground typing, because as a reference to the amount of land traversed, how far you have to travel for El Camino de Santiago. For an ability to reference a scallop's water origins, I think Water Absorb could work, or Storm Drain, something like that. I think it would be really cool to see. Sticking with the shell theme, I think another thing that would be really neat to see in these games is some kind of reference to the Age of Exploration, which of course Spain and Portugal were huge players of. And I just think it absolutely has to be referenced, and I think the perfect way to do that is with a compass, and you could easily make that with like a little clam compass, like a clam that when he pops open there's a compass there. I think that would be really cute and really cool to see. Steel water would be a great typing for it. Steel because of the whole magnetism aspect that comes from a compass, and water because of not only it being a clam but also because of the compass's importance to sailing, which of course is how they got around during the Age of Exploration. In terms of abilities, because it's a compass, which again deals with magnetism, I feel like Magnet Pool is a great pick. Now this last one was a collaboration effort from Heather Harris, McMuffin123, and myself. Heather Harris and McMuffin123 are some people that are here on YouTube, and they left a comment on one of my previous videos about how a really good collectamon, as I call it, the Pokemon that has different forms that people try to collect all of, like Alchemy or Vivian. A really cool one would be a turtle. And then McMuffin123 took Heather Harris's idea of this and took it further by saying it would be really neat to have it kind of incorporate pottery into its design, because there's a lot of pottery in Spain. I took it one more step further and said that it would be neat if the pottery referenced all the different cultures in Spain. Spain and Portugal, they have just a giant mesh of different cultures. You have cultures coming from Northern Africa, and you have cultures coming from the Middle East, you have cultures coming from Europe, Roman Empire, all kinds of stuff. So I think it would be absolutely phenomenal to have this reference. And I think it would be really easy to do this with a turtle, who of course you could turn the shell into the pottery whether it be like a pot or a vase or something like that. I think that would be really cool to see. Groundwater would be amazing here. Water because it's turtle, and ground because of the clay that is used in pottery. In terms of abilities, I think Swift Swim would be great, but also I could see weak armor because of how easily broken vases and pottery is. Well, there you have it, guys. Those are a few Pokemon ideas that I think would be really cool that are inspired by inanimate objects or cultural items from Spain and Portugal. Let me know what you think of these. Let me know, would you put any of these on your team? If you have any more ideas, of course, let me know those too as well. That is what that comment section down below is for us to just have a good time, be a community, and share all our ideas with one another. Be sure to like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. We do talk about all things Pokemon here. And of course, that's going to be the official reveals of real Pokemon in these games. We're going to talk about those, so you don't want to miss it. So again, like, subscribe, bell. Until next time, I will see all of you later.